Hi, everyone, and welcome to Abbey Research Reads. In this edition, we're talking about The Art of Gathering by Priya Parker. This is an incredibly prescient book. As I record this, we're in July of the COVID pandemic, and the conversation about what is meetings going to look like, what are gatherings going to look like, is on all of our minds right now. We're having conversations about when pubs can open again, when bars can open again, conversations about people who gather with other people right now and what that says about them, and all of those kind of things. And I think after COVID, which, it's not that the disease will go away, but perhaps after this phase of COVID, I think the ways we're going to talk about gatherings will remain ever changing and will remain different than it was before this pandemic. And so I actually read this in started reading it in the first couple weeks, and I put it down because it just wasn't the right time for me to think about those things. And I picked it back up recently. And there's a lot in there that may not really apply to my life directly. It talks specifically about crafting intentional conversations, which I don't really do that often. And it's a really, really great book about doing conflict mediation, which Dr. Aaron and I do a little bit. So we're going to be keeping that part as a reference for sure. But what I found the most prescient and wanted to share with you guys as soon as possible was that her core question she'd like us all to ask is, why are we meeting? I don't know about you, but especially in business and leadership and nonprofit, there's a whole lot of things we do just because we've always done them. We run fundraisers the exact same way over and over again because it's how we've always done them. We meet every Monday morning because it's how we always have met. And we don't often pause to evaluate if the event is fit for the purpose anymore. Sure, we absolutely need to raise money every year if we're a nonprofit, but does it have to look the same way? Is every event that we say is a fundraising event, is it actually designed to raise funds, or is it designed to, like in Michael Scott's style from The Office, be a fundraiser? She asks us to be really intentional with the why question, which will help plan a whole lot of the how and what. If you're planning a networking event where the idea is for as many people as possible to meet as many people as possible, seating probably isn't necessary because you want them to be moving around. But if you want to foster something where people are really, really achieving connections, then seats are probably a good idea. Food's probably a good idea. Allowing people to linger, giving them a time to have both awkward and meaningful conversations. So the why is going to determine a whole lot of the how. And if we're honest, that extends to nearly every area of innovation in our lives. Simon Sinek asks us to start with the why, and so do a whole lot of other people. And we'd encourage you to as well. So that's it for this edition of Abbey Research Reads. I certainly recommend The Art of Gathering as a kind of idea book. It is, for me, it gets lost in the weeds a little bit sometimes. It's not one I probably enjoyed reading as much as I will use it as a reference book a lot, because it's almost broken down that way with sections on etiquette and safe spaces and making ground rules and things like that. So it wasn't like this changed me forever. She does make one really good point that I didn't bring up, which is the idea of how to exclude people well, and of a generous exclusion, that there are certain conversations that not everybody needs to be a part of, that I'm still wrestling through, to be honest. I'm still not quite sure how I would practice that in my own life, but I think it's an absolutely excellent idea. But yeah, very, very good. I think anyone who runs an organization with people should have this on their shelf. And I think they should definitely think about the ideas in it. Like I said, much more of a guidebook or textbook than a read it at night before you go to bed book, but I still think worth your time. So that's The Art of Gathering, How We Meet and Why It Matters by Priya Parker. And that's it from me. I'll see you next time.